The greater the feeling of inferiority that has been experienced, the more powerful is the urge to conquest and the more violent the emotional agitation. Meaning, if we always are experiencing inferiority, then that is not because we are not powerful, but because we have been through acute, intense, and unbelievable trauma, tragedy, torment, pain, suffering, rejection, betrayal, and other bad things in our lives have happened, or we have been through those things, we have had it, but then again, the effects, consequences, and repercussions continue to remain and they continue to influence our character, dominate our attitudes, govern and enslave our actions, attitudes, behaviors, reactions, responses, relationships, professions, jobs, and other good things in one way or another, because whatever is the feeling of superiority comes from all of the bad things that has ever happened to us, that we have been through. Now that has become the shadow that resides within ourselves, and that shadow remains unnoticed, unintegrated, and unrecognized and unresolved. And that is the constitution and combination of all the traumas, tragedies, betrayals, rejections, pains that have been imposed upon ourselves, or that we just have been through. But the shadow has to be recognized, understood, and then integrated, because unintegrated shadow, unresolved trauma, and unhealed, unaddressed pain is going to continue to cause problems, pains, hurts towards ourselves, even though that is not necessary. We're going to be triggered unnecessarily, even though there is no external, public, or other people's judgment, opinion, thought, ideology of any kind. We're going to be unnecessarily frustrated and unreasonably triggered because of the unintegrated shadow. So, obviously, exaggerated sensitiveness is not necessarily the demonstration of superiority, talent, but when we feel overly exaggerated, triggered, and excessive awareness in our lives, then that is because of our inferiority. That is because we are surrounded and conquered by the feelings of insecurity and inferiority, not because we're inferior, but because we're suffering from it, because we have not recognized our shadow and integrated it, because of the unintegrated shadow of the past, because the burden, suffering, insecurity that has been experienced in the past, that is now causing this feeling of inferiority in the present. And obviously, we're now reacting with the dangerous outcomes and more harshly, critically, which is unnecessary, unreasonable, anyways. But then again, excessive awareness implies inferiority, not from the others, but from ourselves. And this is not really superiority. Superiority based is on talent, knowledge, intelligence, character, but that is inferiority, and that is emotional agitation, which we just have to control, or which we could not control, which runs out and causes this sense of inferiority.